Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dr. Taylor, Spy Chiropractic. I'm sure you've seen them hanging around the office, but how come we have so many different fighters' shorts around here? Why do we have all these MMA fighters rocking through here? Why do we have these professional athletes coming in here? Why do these people go to the chiropractor? And it's like, it's beyond the, if we're talking the rugby players and the football players, it's not the hell, even the fighters, it's not necessarily the contact. Hell, fighters, they fight maybe 4 times a year, but they're coming in here well before then during their training. Obviously, we've got our athletes that are coming in here in and around before and after game day, but then they're also coming in here in the off season. They're coming in here when they're not training. Why does every good professional athlete and why does every professional sports team see a chiropractor? It's really simple. It comes down to body function. How quickly can they get their body to function the way they want it? So if we've got our spine here, right, and we've got our vertebra, we've gone over this hundreds of times, but we can never go over it enough. We've got 24 bones in the spine, and every nerve in your body comes out of your spine, right? We've got our brain up top, and we've got our spinal cord that runs down the middle, and coming out between each one of these bones is a nerve that goes to every cell, muscle, organ, and tissue in your body, telling it how to work, how to run, how to be, right? So from an athlete standpoint, and for all intents and purposes, if it applies to the athlete, it applies to the regular person, we want our body to work or function at or as close to 100% as it can. Now, if we're talking a fighter standpoint or an athlete standpoint, fighters are athletes. I don't know why I keep distinguishing between the two. We want the signals going from the brain into the body, let's just say into a muscle. Let's stick with fighters. Let's do our punching muscle, okay? So here's the spine. Here's our shoulder blade. There's our arm. So our punching muscles are going to be our deltoid, right? Because it pulls this way, bringing the shoulder up. And then it's going to be our tricep because it pulls this way, sticking the arm out. So in the most general sense, our punching muscles are 2 muscles. It's our shoulder and our deltoid. It's like, remember those fighting nuns? It's basically that. Now, these move only when they're told. Muscles are dumb. Muscles are really stupid things. I love you, muscles, but they're dumb because they only do what they're told. And not only that, but they get stuck in repetitive patterns. How do they do what they're told? The brain tells them to do something. It sends the message down the spinal cord, out the nerve that goes to that muscle, and then here. So from an athlete standpoint, we want that message to get there as fast as possible. So that way the message can be received by the muscle and the muscle can do what it's told, right? So if we've got, let's go here. If we've got a vertebra here, we're looking from behind. And we've got a vertebra here, still looking from behind. You notice one of these things is not like the other. This guy here is all tilted and slammed to the side. Now let's draw the one below it here. This is called a subluxation. Subluxation is a bone that has lost proper juxtaposition with the one above or the one below, causing aberrant nerve signals. So if we've got the spinal cord running down here like this, and we've got these nerves coming out here, just by looking at this wonderful drawing, which nerves do you think are going to carry good messages and which ones do you think will carry decreased messages? That's right. These ones here will carry good messages because they are not impinged upon. These ones here will carry bad messages. Why? Because they're being squeezed. So the message comes from the brain, goes down the spinal cord, out these nerves. Now, if this guy right here is bent, twisted, subluxated, putting pressure on the nerve, that goes to this punching muscle, that punching muscle isn't going to react as fast as the other guys. If this punching muscle here, same thing, is coming out of a nerve that is subluxated, that punching muscle isn't going to work as good as the other guys. And then what happens? Then this guy gets TKO'd because he was subluxated, because his body couldn't communicate with itself, because his brain couldn't send messages that were acted upon fast enough by the body itself due to subluxations, misalignments of the vertebra of the spine. This is why every pro athlete has a chiropractor, or at least every professional team has a chiropractor. This is why every good pro athlete sees a chiropractor, so they can make sure their body is working at or as close to 100% as possible. Now, are you going to go out on the field? Are you going to get into a fight? No? Okay, cool. Do you still deserve to have your body working at as close to 100% as possible? Absolutely. Why? So you can carry the groceries in one trip. So you can do the yard work that you want to do. So you can play with your kids on the floor and not regret it the next day. You're moving a little stiff, a little sore today. What happened? Got a little rough with the kids. You shouldn't do that. You should play with your kids. You shouldn't feel it the day after. You don't maybe necessarily need to carry the groceries in one trip, but I do. So this is why every professional team has a chiropractor. This is why every elite athlete has a chiropractor. This is why you need to have a chiropractor, because you want your body working at or as close to 100% as you possibly can, so you can live your life to the best, to the fullest, as long as you can, or at least as long as you want to. So if this sounds like something that could help you or help someone you know, give our office a call, walk right through that door. We're ready to help you right here at Aspire Chiropractic when you're ready to be your best, naturally.